What's up? How you doing? Here I am with my daughter Amanda.
Hi.
And we're going to talk about a few items. First of all, Mr. Rogers. I don't know if a lot of people or anybody knows that Mr. Rogers was a hell of a street fighter. Look at that. And you hit the top of the trolley.
I like to think of all kinds of helpers in our world.
And it's got little Mr. Rogers sayings. And it comes with a little book. The Wisdom from Your Favorite Neighbor. That's got little Mr. Rogers lines in here. Put that aside. Have some pineapple juice here, nice and cold with ice. What do you have?
Water.
The colder the better. So, I have some music here. I'm going to discuss some music. So, very long time ago, I was still in high school. And my uncle, he lived near a lady who was cleaning, she was cleaning out her attic. And she had a box, big box full of albums, old stuff from the 40s, early 50s. And like I said before, I was in his basement in the garage part of it. And the box was just sitting there, and he looked at me and he said, "You want that?" So one of the albums, which became a favorite of mine from that box, was the Herb Alpert. And the Tijuana Brass, Going Places. That's what it looks like. Great music. He's still around. Unless he just died now. But last week I was driving by a little theater, and it said Herb Alpert coming, and it had the date for tickets. I'd go see him. He's an old guy now, but great horn player. My favorite song on this album, Zorba the Greek. Does a good job with that tune. Last song, 4 minutes, 25 seconds. But all the songs here are great. All the songs, if you see the back. So, played this album to death. Then we have another one that I used to play a lot of. I'm a big fan of Jackson Browne. Lives in the Balance. Get that. Side 1 for America. Soldier of Plenty. In the Shape of a Heart. Candy. Lawless Avenues. Lives in the Balance. Till I Go Down. Black and White. It's like 8 songs on this album, but like this album a lot. This one also, he produced production, Jackson Browne. Looks like a little kid in the back. Looks like a kid in big clothes. So yeah, this is one of my favorite Jackson Browne albums. I mean, there's other ones I like, but this one I seem to have played more than the others. And then, so when I was a kid, we had the whole routine of the Saturday morning cartoons, but Friday night was the Donny and Marie show, and I'd watch that. We'd all watch it in the house, and it was a very good show. I enjoyed it. I liked the tunes on it, and you felt like there was a build up to that for Saturday. Made you feel good. So I'd watch that, and then at the end, at the end they had the song that would kick off my weekend. May tomorrow be a perfect day. That was the theme song from that show. But there was, a little bit country, a little bit rock and roll. middle of the show, Donny and Marie, she would be the country, he would be the rock and roll part. And they would sing that, and then they would break into another song. Hey, my name is Alice, another cool tune. It Takes Two. So, 1974 copyright. But anyway, I got a little Donny and Marie story. Remember when we saw them? Mm-hmm. So we saw them in Vegas. We had really close seats, like right up there in the front row. And then after that, we had backstage passes. So we got to meet them in the back. During the show, Marie was playing guitar, and she took the pick and gave it to my daughter, Isabella, tossed it. And then we went backstage to meet them both. And they were really, really nice. They spoke to us for a while. Donnie spoke to us for a very long time. We talked about Saturday morning cartoons with him. We talked about the 70s. We talked about the Jacksons. Really nice guy. And you know, he talked to my daughters. And then we left. We went outside, left the backstage area, and my daughter said to me that she lost the guitar pick. And I said, oh no. So we went back in, and we explained to, you know, whoever the person was in the front there what had happened. He goes, oh, just go right on in. And then Donnie came up to us and he said, he goes, what happened? And I said to him, my daughter lost the pick that Marie gave her. And he said, oh, okay, hold on. And so he went somewhere in the back and brought another pick and gave it to Marie. And then she came to us and she talked to us a little bit more and then gave us the pick. So, but like I said, I was very impressed with both of them, especially Donnie, who like spoke to us for quite a while. And I explained to him how I was a fan of the show and how that show would kick off my weekend. So, nice guy. Nice guy. And I got a story about the album after I take a little sip. Love pineapple. Pineapple juice. Anyway, so back when I was a kid, I had this album. This is not the original one that I had. This is another one that I had purchased later on, but had the album. I was in the living room, dining room area, and I was playing with it like it was a frisbee. And at one point, I threw it kind of, you know, hard, and it flew and it landed really hard by the chairs, and it hit the chairs on the legs, and I heard it crack. And when I went to see it, it was a big piece came out of the side, and I was looking at it, and I go, I don't know if I glue it, if this is gonna work. So I went and got some super glue, crazy glue actually, and I glued it and I put it together. But you could see this big line, and I go, that's not going to work with that needle, that's going to jump. So I put it to play on the turntable, and when it got to that spot, it kept jumping, and I go, that's garbage. And then I had a brilliant idea. I said, what about if I take acetone and with a rag smooth it down so that that crack kind of fades in. I didn't know that it would kind of melt the vinyl, so I put the acetone on that. I started rubbing it, and it basically took all the grooves out, and it became garbage. And that was one of my favorite albums to play. I used to play that all the time. I had this turntable, you know, about that big, and I played in my room. So that's what happened to that. Now I have this. But yeah. If you're a person from my time, you know who these people are, and you know how big this show was growing up. My parents were convinced that Paul Lynde was their father. Convinced. You couldn't tell them otherwise. You know, I used to be like, I don't think he's the father. I don't think so. And my mother and father would be, no, that's the father. I don't know if they saw a skit on that show where he played the father, and to them he was the father because that's the way they understood it. But I would tell him he's not the father. But nope, he's the father. So Paul Lynde, who definitely was not the father, but according to my parents, he was the father. Yeah, they don't have variety shows anymore. So that's the story of the Donny and Marie. You have anything to tell us?
No.
You tired? So that's it. It's Thursday. Tomorrow's going to be an easy day.
Cause no test.
No tests. You're doing your class photograph, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
It'd be sad if one of the classmates aren't there, right?
well, you never know. They may.
Yeah.
They may be. I got a story about what?
I got an ultra rare gold.
Oh yes, what is it? Mini brand.
Mini Brands Disney Store edition, and look, I got 2 gold ones. I got Minnie Mouse. Got Iron Man. Snow White. Baby Yoda gold, ultra rare gold bag, and then
I already shook it. This glue here, Tight Bond 3. My father's favorite glue, this one here. Years ago, many years ago, he would use Elmer's carpenter's glue. And then I noticed many years ago that he had switched to Tight Bond with the green top. And I said, oh, you don't use Elmer's anymore? He goes, no, this one's better. Apparently my father did experiments and determined that this glue is better. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what was I going to say? Oh, I know what I was going to say real quick. So in high school, they called us, we had a picture day. And we had to go down to the auditorium, gymnasium, whatever you want to call it. And they were doing the pictures. And me and my friend John went down together to take the pictures. And he looked like he just got out of bed. His hair was all, messed up. He looked like a guy who took a shower the night before and then went to bed with wet hair. And had a
brush it?
I don't think he brushed it, and he had like a violent night turning around on the pillow, and his hair was all like crazy looking when he came to school. And I said, we got pictures. So he said, oh, okay. So we went to the bathroom, and he opened up the sink, and he wet his hair, and then he took a bunch of those brown towels, paper towels, and wiped down the excessive moisture. And then he took out a comb and combed it really fast, and he had that 1950s greaser look. And I go, wow, that was a quick improvement. So in that picture of my high school yearbook, you see him and he's got like a kind of like a slick back look, like he put VO5 or something in there, but it's not VO5, it's water. But had you seen him 5 minutes before that picture, you would have seen how ridiculous he looked.
But he looked like...
He looked like he was like a guy that just crawled out of bed.
So it's like if you shake your hair up and use like a lot of friction, or like you slept with wet, dryish hair. That's how it turned out.
That's right, and that's why I said to him, I go, there's pictures today. So anyway,
he's like, what?
Yeah. And then he made it look like he was stylish with that technique. I looked at
oh
him,
my
I go,
God, you look beautiful, sir.
right, he looked like he just came out of one of those places where they intentionally made him look like that.
And then they cut off like, meow.
So I got in trouble in the 5th grade with, if you see my 5th grade picture, 2 minutes before that picture was snapped, I got in trouble. So we were sitting there, and I came up with an idea, and I was right in front of the teacher, so the teacher's sitting right behind me, and I'm sitting on the floor, you know, like that. And I said, well, when the guy says cheese, I'm going to raise my hands up like this, and the picture will snap, and they'll get the picture like that, and, you know, it'll always be like that. They'll be like, there's that kid with the hands up in the air. Not that, I didn't really think that they would notice. It didn't even occur to me that they would notice. I thought, you know, I'd put the hands on and they'd be like, you know, okay, let's go, class. And then the pictures would come, be like, when did you put your hands up? But anyway, so I put my hands up at that moment. He clicks it. He gets me in there with the hands up. And he says, wait a minute, he goes, you in the front. He goes, you can't do that. So the next thing I feel is my teacher's palm, hand right on the top here. He pulled me up and he brought me out to the hallway to give me a little talk. And he said to me, don't ever do that again. And I said, all right. So we went back, we sat down, and they snapped the picture. So when you see me in that picture, you can tell that I've been spoken to, just by the way I'm looking in that photo. Because 2 minutes before that happened, I was spoken to in the hallway.
It's like, better not.
Yeah, he gave me a, he goes, don't do that again. So I was going to say to him, let him develop the other one and just give it to me. And then let me think, and then 3rd grade, I'll tell you about that. So 3rd grade, we all came in there, you know, kind of clean. My mother always used Tide, but everybody, you know, pretty clean. Except my friend Steve. He had this t-shirt that was karate. I remember it was like a drawing of a karate guy doing a kick or something. And his t-shirt was full of stains. And I was thinking, that's how you came to take a picture with that t-shirt with the stains on it? So, yeah, that was that. And let me think. 2nd grade was not eventful. We went downstairs in the cafeteria and took it there. 1st grade, same thing. In 1st grade, I had a really friendly teacher. She would actually give kisses. In today's, well, it was a woman. I'm not a guy giving us the kisses.
Oh, yeah.
But in today's world, that would be unacceptable, you know. But she was very friendly, you know. You got something right, she would lean in and give you a little kiss. And I remember her lips were very soft and warm. It was like, you know, it was like you wanted to do good just to get a kiss. But, yeah, but anyway, she's going to be an old woman now. I'm old now.
Or she's dead.
Or that, you know. But she was fairly young back then. I think she wasn't even 30. You know,
she might have been 19.
It's possible. No, she was young. She wasn't even married. I remember, you know.
Maybe that's why she was given the kisses.
She had the extra blue eyeshadow in those days. It was like really overdone. And then I'll tell you something funny.
It's like blue, like black eye, no, blue eye.
Blue eye. I'll tell you something funny. Right across from our classroom was a hallway, but then after that was another classroom. And that teacher, every once in a while, would come in and talk to our teacher for a few minutes. And she had, I don't know what they call those things, those things that form on your eyelids. Some people get them a lot.
Eye crust.
Eye crust. They dangle, and hers dangled, and she had a lot of them, and they looked like Christmas ornaments. And my teacher would talk to her, and I'm like, my teacher's not noticing that, because if for me it would be difficult to ignore. I'd be like staring at these things dangling on her eyelashes. So, and my father, you know, if he saw something like that, he would say, go to the bathroom and wash your face with cold water 2 times. But every day. So she had a condition. There's a condition where these things form so rapidly that you literally have to like shoot them off every 2 minutes because they keep forming. And they look like ornaments from a Christmas tree. So I remember her. She had short hair, but it was like a perm. It was like really curly back then. It was probably like a really popular look. And then let me think. 3rd, 4th grade, no big deal. So that's the way
That's
the pictures
way
went.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna.
So now we're done with this video. We'll see you next time. That's it.